What's happening, guys? It has been a while since we've done one of these. Hard to describe how busy we were this spring and mostly through the summer. And right around the 4th of July, it finally started to slow down just a little bit. I'm talking we were going 40, 50 calls a day. And right around the 4th, we were 15, 20. And I was like, I can breathe again. Blessed for the work. Blessed for being that busy. No complaints there. Just a bit stressful, a lot of hours, and as usual, sometimes things don't go as planned, so some projects get pushed back and stuff takes forever. But we're doing good. We made it out alive. And actually, the slowdown only lasted about 2 weeks. I'm getting a ton of phone calls again. But it gave us a little bit of time to kind of breathe a little bit and go home at a reasonable hour. And yeah, it was nice. But we got a lot of stuff done this year. We've done a ton of jobs, and I actually have still not worked on my 3rd gen, but we did some stuff with the red truck. We went out and hit a couple car shows, a couple events, a couple burnout things. Took it to the track once. Underestimated the torque converter. FTI built it for me, and I told them that I wanted to hit the truck with a couple hundred shot, but really I should have been a little more descriptive. What I wanted to do was it just to be strong enough to take a couple hundred shot, and I think they made it specifically for nitrous. And on the street you can't tell because it blows right through it and spins the tires and but at the track, when I launched at the track, it barely did a 160, 60 foot. So it was worse than the LS1. And she was tight, and it didn't show its face until we put radials on it, and it actually stuck and got traction at the track. But that was pretty cool. It still went 1090 at 123. We pulled the passenger seat and the tailpipes, but it was still 4,330 pounds, so it makes pretty good power. That thing's cool. And as a couple of the videos you guys have seen, it does really good burnouts and really good donuts. So that's really what we built it for, just to kind of cruise around, run and get parts, and beat the crap out of it. Anyways, what else is new and exciting? Something for me that means a lot to me, and it's very special to me, and I didn't plan on it yet, but I don't know if you guys seen the red Z06, the crystal red metallic specifically. Super rare color on those. We did a heads cam, long tube clutch deal. CJ did in almost all the work on it. And I jokingly bugged the customer if he would ever want to sell it, and if he did, that I would like to purchase it. And some months went by, and he'd stop in, and he'd be in the area, and I'd be like, hey, do you want to sell it? Do you want to sell it? And then finally he was like, you know what? I kind of want to get a newer Z06, and I really want an automatic. So if it's for you, and if you're serious, I suppose I could sell it to you. And he made me a very reasonable deal on it. Not offer, a very reasonable deal. And I didn't hesitate, and I purchased it from him, and it was probably the best decision I've ever made. The amount of joy that 600 rear wheel horsepower Z06 brings me is very high. The amount is high of joy, a lot of joy. So anyways, let's go walk around and take a peek at some stuff. Today specifically, Andrew was going to go to a concert with his girlfriend, much deserved day off, and I said, we'll see you later, dude. So he took the day off, and he's headed down southern Michigan somewhere to go to some concert with his girlfriend, and much deserved. He's been putting in some major hours. CJ took another job offer, so he took off. I think he was a little tired of working the long hours, and some of the stress of this isn't easy on everyone. So he took some time off, and he's doing some new stuff. So he's not around anymore. So it's just me and Andrew, and we're putting in some major work. So it works out really good. So we got this really clean Nova over here. I think it's a 72 that we're doing a ceramic coat. Dick's doing a ceramic coat and paint correction on it for the guy. It's a super nice car. Painted by a shop, so you know they don't take the best care in wet sanding. They just want to make it look good and ship it, and most people don't really notice a lot of it. But anyways, the 3rd gen sitting here. We had it out on display because we had a little car show thing. I'll flip the camera around real quick if I can, and that way you can see some stuff. Maybe I can't while it's in this mode. My bad. So let me get it off my face at least. Come on, you silly savage. There we go. So the 3rd gen sitting here. I got the new V-Series wheels for it. One thing for sure, it looks extremely gangster. And that's actually the ride height that it's going to sit at when it's all the way done. I'm very surprised that I made this purchase, but Justin from Cali's gave me a deal that I couldn't pass up on this Energy billet block. And I spent my entire life savings on it. And so that's what we're going to use. A billet Energy 388 cubic inch Brodix BR1 cathedral heads going in there. Obviously you guys seen this Tin Soldier's axle, and this thing is a work of art. If any of you ever need an axle, Tin Soldier's race cars out of Kentucky, a couple really cool guys, young, motivated. Obviously I feel relatable to them, so I say that, but like when I decided on an axle, I was like, I already know who I'm going to buy it from because I really want to support those guys. So that's really cool. But yeah, as you can see, it hasn't moved much. I got a couple more pieces for it. I've been collecting some parts for it. I got a whole fuel tech setup for it. Big injectors. I got the 720-pound injectors for it. Whole bunch of the wiring and the coil packs and stuff before the big price increase this year. I've actually been putting together a ton of engines lately. So like I just did 2 383 cubic inch LSs, 2 Turbo 5.3 combos, 408 combos, and really been knocking these long blocks out like crazy. But super nice stuff, and you know, we're getting some stuff going here. Yeah, I don't want to get dust in there, you know what I mean? So whole bunch of trick flow head stuff, some Z06 stuff. Pan over here, buddy. Doing a set of headers today on Andrew's day off. I'm doing a set of headers on the Z06 for a friend of ours. It's a C7R track edition deal, and it's pretty cool. The old friend Tyler, he had some oiling issues after a couple seasons. I think he kind of gave up on it, which I kind of was like, yeah, let's just get something different, man. But I bought the Fox from him and pulled the 440 cube out of it, which went mid-9s at 140 with a power glide and a pretty piss-poor 60-foot, really, for what it was. But I purchased that from him. We ripped the long block out of it. Then we sold to our really good friend Ben for a good deal to get him running. He was going to build an S10 with a 408 with a 2650 TVS on it. So this will speed up the process a little bit. He'll have a really nice roller that you can just drop a combo into, add some more fuel supply, and good to go. That 440 was pretty cool. That thing made a ton of torque. It was the most fun car I've ever drove on the street, and I tell people that all the time. And it really was. That thing had power everywhere, and it kind of sort of hooked. So it was a pretty cool combo. We had a big old AccuFab 4500 and CID on the top of it. That was pretty cool. But yeah, some other stuff. We got some Tick billet billet valley covers with some Tick Torque Max cams for this rectangle port LS3 deal. A couple sets of trick flows going on another 5.3 over here. Picked up a new toolbox because they gave me a deal I couldn't resist and gave me a killer trade-in on my old one. So I actually still have the old one here. I still haven't picked it up. But it was worthy. It was worthwhile. I got what I paid for out of that and didn't really lose any money. So Snap-on stuff, they get money for it, but a lot of times the old value like not much else. So you buy them at the right time, you don't really lose. So I guess we'll stroll over here and check out the vet. I don't know if we really discussed much of this with you guys before, but this one's got an AHP set of stage 4 heads. The previous owner did those really cool taillights on them that flicker and all that good stuff, which they're cool. BC forged wheels, super cool stuff. BTR stage 3 cam, so he wanted to drive it more than race it, obviously. And I've drove the BTR 4s and the B3s, and they drive bigger, you know, like 22, 2400. And they're a little lumpy if you're cruising below that. This BTR 3 at 1500 RPM on the highway, it's still really, really smooth. Like, it's very manageable. And the best part about it was with an MSD intake, E85, American Racing headers, it still made 608 to the tire on E85, made 587 or 588 on 93. So very respectable, and you know, minus the 15 peak more horse that it could have made with a bigger cam. It drives amazing. I love it. It brings me so much joy. Very fortunate to have this, and very fortunate to have had the deal on it that I got. The car has just at 20,300 miles right now. super nice. And just such a beautiful car. Like I said, these BC Forged wheels, they are awesome. I would have never chose it, but they came on the car, and I love them so much. Some 345 30s on the back. It actually gets really good traction on the draggy. It'll run like 11.0 with the traction control on without even trying. It's kind of cool. So it runs pretty good. But yeah, run-of-the-mill LS7, some heads, a cam, MSD intake, all the good stuff. Simple stuff, good stuff. Obviously the car was expensive and the price of the car was expensive new, but all kinds of good stuff there. Even put these headlights in it. I'm still kind of torn. Not sure if I'm a fan, not sure if I love them, not sure if I hate them. They don't look bad. It's kind of weird. I really like the OEM stuff. I think it looks great. I think they did an amazing job with those cars out of the box. And my plan was probably, I'll be 36, 3 weeks. My plan was when I was 40, I was gonna buy that specific car right there, and it couldn't have worked out any better. He was literally like, when he came in here, he's like, build the car how you would build yours. And I'm a big fan of big cams and this and that, and I did exactly what I normally tell everyone else don't do in my red truck, and I put a massive cam in it. And it doesn't drive bad, but I got to turn the lockup off until 60 because it drives me nuts. You know, 2200, 2300, it's got a little buck to it. And tinkered with it, but it's this big, it's big. So I'm very happy with that choice and that Z06, and that car is just awesome. It's really basic on the inside. I wish they would have done more with the C6s, especially that one's a 12. They could have done a little more with them from 2005 until then. But my favorite thing about the car is it is a raw driver's car. Doesn't have a lot of fancy stuff, but if you want to drive it and you want to rag on it and you want to go kind of fast and you want to just feel like you're connected to the car, that's the car that does it. Those Z06s are my all-time favorite car. Like, they've been my end game dream car since I was probably 20 when they came out, and I was like, man, gotta have one of those, man. Those are awesome. And my dream finally came true. I still have the red truck. I'm not gonna ever sell that. I'll probably push it off in the corner for a while and figure out if I'm gonna do more or less with it in the future, but I'll absolutely keep it forever. That was the ordeal with my dad and I. It was kind of a swap trade deal back and forth, and it's just got some sentimental value, so I can't ever leave my hands. I've had some pretty good offers on it, but I just can't do it. But anyways, I figured since it was quiet in here, there was no tools going off and the radio wasn't blasting and the doors weren't open and people weren't here, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lock the doors for the day and I'll go do this set of headers here on the Z06 and throw it on the dyno and change the oil in my vet real quick. But yeah, anyways, I just figured I'd send you guys an update and give you guys a little tour of what's happening. And it's been a while and we've been doing really bad about uploading videos. Dick's been super busy with ceramic coating. Every weekend his spare time is paint correction and coating, and we really should try harder, and we'll probably try harder soon. Hopefully we slow down a little bit for the fall season, and that way we can spend a little more time on the dyno and doing more videos again. I know you guys are sending me comments and messages on Facebook like, when are you going to do more videos? And it's like, we want to. I want to. I wish we had more time for it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for staying in touch with us. We'll try to do better at staying in touch with you guys. So have a good day. We'll see you guys soon.